There were PhDs residing in, they called it Little Africa. Black attorneys, black doctors. One doctor was Dr. Berry, who also owned a bus system. His average income back then was $500 a day, which is huge back then. A healthy pocket of change in 1910. Doing that a day, that's a lot of money. I seen that right there back then. I'm tripping. I guess I was taking a week. I ain't rolling.
I'm gonna work all week $5.
$500 a day, have mercy. Doing that every physicians owned medical schools. There were also pawn shops everywhere. We always gonna have a pawn shop.
Somebody gotta buy a skill saw.
So what are we gonna do? It can start with stuff like this.
Yes.
We getting inspired ideas and saying, no longer we're gonna have this unity. We're gonna come together and we're gonna really start doing something as a memorial, so our children don't have to grow up like we grew up. Well, this is a video of Alright, so you break and we're gonna show you how to not be a byword no more. Don't be no byword. Call yourself an Israelite.
That's right.
That reverse that curse then. That was easy. I ain't no nigga, I ain't no nigger, I ain't no nigga. I'm an Israelite. I ain't no African American. I'm an Israelite. See how easy that was? We reversed that.
Hey, bro, that's witchcraft anyway. Whatever you call yourself, that's what you become. That's it. So you know that that term didn't originate to what they done taught it.
That's right.
Originally that word meant the Niger River, because they dumped us all off at the Niger River and they would come get us from there. Because at first they would just call you Negro. That's a whole other teaching. I ain't got time to explain all that, but that tie back to Spain and Portugal.
You're gonna find out next weekend if you come next weekend.
So they called you niggers because the river Niger. But we know the negative connotation. So if everything you know is negative towards that, and you call yourself that every single day, you're really doing witchcraft on yourself. You're casting a spell on yourself. That's why it's called spelling. You have to speak things. So you speak those things. Power of the tongue.
That's right.
And programming yourself.
Or cursive.
That's right.
We breaking these. Let's break the economic curses of Israel. Reverse the curse of economic. Instead of going to all these places, it says, the curse says, Deuteronomy 28:30, and thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein, and thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes of. Deuteronomy 28:47, because they serve not the Most High with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. Right. And for the abundance of all things, thou shalt serve thy enemies, which shall send thee against thee in hunger and thirst and something else. And hunger and nakedness and in wanting all things. The scripture says that we're going to be going to these places for everything. Do you know how insane to our ancestors it would be in the nation of Israel to go to another nation for food, for clothing? They made their own everything.
Yeah.
We built our own everything. See what I'm saying? So how can we reverse this? Begin to start with something small. Feeding yourself, clothing yourselves. Not saying we ain't gonna just do away with all this instantly. It's gonna take time. Some of us got to get skilled. I want to get to the point where we can send young people to college and say, go learn that skill, because we're gonna need that back in the community. Go learn how to build a house, we're gonna need that back in the community. Go learn how to be a nurse, because we're gonna need that back in the community. See what I'm saying?
Don't make no shirts with one arm and legs with one band. Get some skills, then make some clothes.
Because now we going to Walmart. We're just gonna go to Walmart. We just gonna go. We're gonna try you out first. Well, you see how they can be easily broken. Deuteronomy 28:43-48. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt become very low, and he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Alright, so when we learn ownership and quit borrowing so much, then we won't be slaves to the lender. See what I'm saying? Because there ain't nothing worse when them jokers calling your phone and you know you ain't got it. And they just aggravate you.
I ain't answer the phone. I ain't answer no phone. They don't be private. I'm like, oh, that's why you private. I ain't gonna answer. I'm private too.
So we're looking at all these scriptures, Deuteronomy 8:18, power to get wealth. Deuteronomy 8:1 to show you all the blessings. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 1-14. It shows you all the blessings that we can walk in economically. Right? We can walk in blessings economically in the land of what? We did the same thing in Babylon. In all the captivities, we were still economically doing stuff over time. It was so good in Babylon that they didn't want to leave. Some of them didn't even go back to the land. In the lands of their captivity. That's right. Mm-hmm. Y'all see us reversing these? Keep going. Let's speed this thing up. Reverse the religion, serving idols. It says that we're going to be in a whole bunch of religions. Just don't go to them no more. We got ours. And reverse it. Deuteronomy 28:61. Every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of law, them that y'all should bring upon thee until that be destroyed. All these things, like mothers say, can be avoided through eating better.
Right. Yes.
Every last one of them. And y'all know even Dr. Sabi is a living proof that it can be done. You know that's yeah, man. Dr. Sabi, boy, wrote down well, one day we're gonna do a series called The Killing Mockingbird, and we're gonna really just show all our leaders and what happened systematically wise to cause their demise, cause them to be killed. Reverse the curse, follow the health laws, walk in divine health. Quit trying to get divine healing. Let me say that. You're trying to get divine healing, but you won't walk in divine health. You want somebody to come pray all them sicknesses off you to go back to eating. Now I'm talking to myself. I bought them little Debbie's. I did. I got Nutter Buddy, oatmeal pie, and zebra cake. Zebra cake for the baby. And Jasmine loves the zebra cake. I like the Nutter Buddy oatmeal pie. That's good way. Keep going. So, curse of the breakdown of the family. All these things can be avoided, man. Deuteronomy 28:54 said, the man that is sent among you shall be very delicate, and I shall be even towards his brother, towards the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. We have to go back, keep going, and understand husband and wife family relationships, because we don't know that we've been broken so much as a people. That they made a calculated determination to bring a wedge between husband and wife when they seen how our ancestors' wives was for their husband, how the husband was with his wife. Husband was with a wife. You go read the Willie Lynch letter. He says specifically they had to raise them in reverse roles. Now you mess around and got this Beyonce spirit now. And anytime that the Most High talk about order, you take it as an attack rather than what it is a divine commandment of the way the Most High made things. This ain't got nothing to do with somebody dominating you or nothing like that. This is how the Most High made it up. You don't never see the moon fussing at the sun and say, I can come out during the daytime too. So you can come out during the daytime. Ain't no difference with us. That's what we sound. Everything in order but us. You don't understand how beautiful your position is as a woman, as a man. We're not judged off authority, we judged off of purpose in your position. And so when you understand your full purpose and beauty of being a woman, you won't demote yourself to something lesser because this nation told you to fight with your man. We ain't never had that problem. That was problems with Europeans. That wasn't problems with us.
That's right, make it plain.
But now we done got that spirit in us, and now everything is a battle. Everything is a competition. Because you think somebody trying to dominate you. The Most High gave man authority, but he gave the woman power.
Yeah.
You can influence that authority. With that wisdom. But you fussing by. I don't know who he think he is. Girls rule the world, girls rule the world, girls who will the world, girls. And your relationship just as crazy. Solomon said, I want to go on the rooftop and let a continual drop hit my head to be in the house with a contentious woman. They don't know the beauty of her position. But got to struggle for fighting for authority when the Most High put you perfectly where you need to be. You just don't value your role.
Come on, man. That's right.
Listen to Babylon. Remember, that's a spirit. It's called a sheep.
Say it again.
Remember, it's Babylon is trying to convince us that our roles are lesser than the Most High has rolled out for us. Remember, Babylon is a sheep. It's a spirit. And if you go back to the times, if you go back and study her, you'll find out that spirit has always been in the earth. the concept of the goddess, of worshiping the goddess. It's been passed down. I mean, you know, our people love Kemet. Kemet was all about that.
Yes,
Kemet was all about that.
very deep.
So again, we don't worship each other anyway. We worship the Most High.
That's right.
So anyway,
And you're getting on the man that the Most High, he ain't just make you the head just to say, I'm the head, you supposed to listen to me, woman, I'm the head. No, you ain't the head. Red Watch is not, you got to qualify to be the head. Watch what the scripture says. It says what? The Most High is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man, and man is the head of woman. If Christ ain't your head, then you ain't in headship.
that's right.
Which is not. So you got to make Christ your head so you can get into that authority. Because what? Christ's going to give himself for the church. He's going to love his church. He's going to deal with it according to knowledge. Not just because you're being a man. But don't get it twisted. Say, Moreh say, you ain't no head anyway. And you ain't been following Christ today, so you can't tell me nothing. You ain't qualified. Y'all know the folks that have men mad at me. I walk in the assembly, they looking at me crazy now. But you in their house running that man crazy. Let's hurry this up. Yeah. Sons and daughters shall be given to another people. We got to quit doing that. Giving our sons and daughters. Black on black crime, according to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Isaiah 51 and 22 says, thy sons have fainted, thy lie, the heads of the street like a wild bull in the net. They are full of the fury of the Most High, the rebuke of our God. This is our sons on the street. Isaiah 3 and 12, I want to read that real quick. Isaiah 3 and 12, we skim over this. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Is that not happening now? Yes. And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to earth and destroy thy what? What it means that women are ruling over them. The man ain't in the house, so now the woman got to try to be the man and the wife. Try to hold down the house by herself. And this is why women are number one in heart disease and heart failure. Yeah. Because a woman wasn't built for pressure, but she was built to handle pain. That's why a man ain't built for pain, but he was built to handle pressure. That's right. So this is why the two complete each other. He handles the pressure and she takes in the pain. This is why if any child or husband get hurt, he coming to their wife and them children coming to their mother. That's right. Because in her is the nature to console and take pain away. This is why women take in pain from the husband and the wife and distribute it away. The men take the pressure. This is why you can't have your wife handling everything. Say it again. Stand at the house and she out there 2 and 3 jobs. Say it again. Come on. Say it again. Your wife got to know you a man. Say it again. My father told me, he was like, what? You make sure that woman know that she can depend on you. That's right. That if stuff get rough, I don't care if I got to work at McDonald's or Burger King. My wife knows stuff get tough for me. I'm going to do whatever I can do. And because she can depend on me to do it, take pressure off her. I'm not getting to a thing of who making more money. I'm not saying that. But that wife can be making more money and she can have that wisdom. Y'all can flow together. I ain't saying that. But don't lay down, because I'm going to tell you what happened with a woman. Let me tell you what happened with a woman. Wait. If you lose her, this is how you going to lose her. If pressure on y'all. And the image of you being strong is destroyed because she see you being weak. Yeah. You can lose her because a woman thrives off what financial security. What love got to do with it? Come on. She thrives off financial security. And if she don't see that you is working hard or as hard or harder than her, and she see you just sitting around letting things crumble around, you'll begin, that male image will begin to be destroyed and she'll lose respect for you. And you will lose her. That's real. I done seen it happen trying to counsel people that their whole respect level is gone and she's somewhere else. And this is when sugar daddies can come say, baby, I got this for you. You got a bill. I got you. Handle that. Hold that right there. Hold it. Hold that little bit right there. And that woman be drawn to that thing. Demon. That's real talk. That's real talk. That happens, though. Let's go, man. We're going to wrap this up, y'all. We about done, guys.
But you get to the conclusion of it.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
You go on in.
So again, so we know these things about awakening, right? Restoring, right? We'll talk about preparing real fast, but this is the conclusion of the matter. Behold, what manner of love Abba has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim. Therefore, the world knows us not. They're looking at us like we're crazy right now. So much you Israelites. Because they knew him not. Beloved, now we are the sons of Elohim. Now, when you study that, what you're going to understand that, why did Shaul say this? Now, if we were always considered to be the sons of Elohim, why would he say now we are the sons of Elohim?
Come on, help us out.
Somebody?
He was made aware, he was awakened to it.
Awaken to what?
To the truth that we are the sons of Elohim.
What does that mean?
That means we have the right rulership, ownership, we have authority, we know who we are. We understand
Right.
his law, statutes, and commandments, all of that good stuff.
That's right. But it's right. All that stuff is true. But the reason why he uses that terminology is because the sons of Elohim was always a term that was regulated to the Malachim, to the angels.
Okay.
To the angels. Man was made where?
Lower than the angels.
But now we are the sons of Elohim. So this is why Mashiach says that what he said is you where?
Boy, that's powerful.
Wow.
You after the order of who?
Melchizedek.
So, but who initiated into the order? Mashiach, who was over what? All things. So, by you coming into that blood covenant, you become what? A joint heir. Listen now. You are a joint heir to everything that the Most High, that Abba has in his hand. So through that, you become a son of Elohim. Now, you're not an heir. You're not an heir of the world. Don't say Josh done start calling you the we gods. I ain't saying that. But what I'm trying to tell you is you're seated in the same power and authority. This is the reason why. Like Taqoa was talking about how the disciples had that power to then, over the spiritual realm. Because up until then, the spiritual realm had what? Power over them. The roles and stuff.
Wow.
Now we are called the sons of Elohim. But check this out now. It ain't finished. It does not yet what? What we what?
Shall be.
Now see, you gotta realize what he's talking about. He completely understood what that meant. Because not only, so I'm giving you an example. When you go look at Jeremiah 31:31, you look at these prophecies about the covenant, and you read all the text on down, it talks about how in the future Israel will do what? Not only will they not sin, it says that they won't even teach a man. They wouldn't teach each other because they all know Elohim. Listen. When John wrote this, he knew we haven't got to that place in the covenant yet. We have been initiated into the covenant through Hamashiach, and we've been seated in the heavenly places, but we haven't what? Been fully formed into the sons of Elohim yet. So we knew that thing was coming. And when that thing came, that means that you will be what? Translated.
Yeah.
Good. Wow, man. Man.
It does not yet appear. We don't necessarily know what it looked like. We don't really fully understand it. During that time period, they fully understood what the Malachim did. They wrote about it. They saw it. They interacted with them. Even during the time of the apostles, right? They saw when the angel would come down and do what? Trouble the water. They knew it. They knew this was a real thing. I'm telling you something. We was on the way down here. We was talking about, I'm telling you, Hollywood would be telling you this stuff without telling you this stuff. Look, in America, this is the reason why Scripture says there's a veil covering who? The face of the whole earth. Through media and television, all these different things, they program your mind not to see the things as they are written in script.
Yeah.
It's this movie called American Gods, show called American Gods. Don't watch it because it's wicked as hell. But there's clips from it because it's a wicked show. Me and my wife, we tried to watch one show and said, nope, that ain't for us. We cut it off. It's that wicked. But in that show, it's a series of these gods who are living amongst people. And they do different things. Matter of fact, the last episode they had was about Easter.
Wow.
Now, I ain't getting talk. I'm trying to surmise this real fast. What Easter did was Easter had a conversation with Zeus. And her and Zeus sitting around talking. And Zeus like, hey, he's like, you doing good? She's like, yeah, I'm doing good. He's like, well, this is your time of year, right? Easter.
Wow. Come on.
And she's like, yeah. He said, but the problem is, this was Zeus told him. He says, they say your name around this time period. He said, but he get all the praises. And they had Caesarea boys just standing beside him. He said, so they worship you, but he get all the
That's
praise.
in case some didn't know who that is.
That's what people call Jesus. The image of what we call Jesus.
White image, yeah.
And I'm telling you how deep they know these things. He didn't even call him Jesus. He called him Surge or something like that.
Oh,
That's what he calls him. I'm telling you, people know. They know what's up. Right? They know what's going on. And then she's like, yeah. He said, no. He says, they call your name. He said, but he get all the prayers. And then they sit around and talk to him. So, but again, these people are living amongst people in their everyday life. So when you read the text, this is why Shaul says what? Sometimes you entertain what? Unaware. Go look in the text. Look at the king of Tyrus and what the scripture says about how he was in the garden of Eden. So the Amalekite come down and dwell amongst people. You don't know who they are. You know who you're interacting with. But so when you see this, when he says, it does not appear what we shall be, because what they know that these things exist, but they know there's a time come when you'll be translated and you will be like what? Them. But this is the thing though. You will have power over them. That's why scripture says what? Eye has not seen nor neither has it what? You can't even imagine. That's right. And your wildest dreams, you can sit down and try to figure it out, you'll never be able to figure it out. So he says what? It does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know when he shall appear, Mashiach, we shall be like him. Well, this is what we can take from Mashiach. There was a time when Mashiach, right before he ascended, one point he appeared and he reappeared.
Right, yeah. Right. Yeah.
He had the ability to eat.
Yeah.
Say what? Yeah. Spirits don't eat, right? He sat down and ate with them.
Yeah, broke bread
with them, but then had the power to ascend and descend. Right. So you mean to tell me that you won't have that same power to be able to ascend and descend?
That's right.
Why did he say that he had a certain time and he would drink with them in the kingdom? So that he both eat and he drinks. Wow. So you both natural and supernatural at the same time. What does that mean? We don't have no idea what that means. All we do is watch movies and TVs. They didn't put this out the air, y'all. They put it in stuff because they know it's real. Let's wrap this up. But we know he shall appear, we shall be like him, and see him as he is. As he is. Let's keep going. And every man that has what? In him does what? Even as he is pure. We talked about this last time. That means that even when he's in the way, he checks himself daily. Because this is the hope. So not only is the promises of the Father, but it's a promise to what? Be like Mashiach. Or to ascend and be like what? The Elohim. Anyway, so you get this context. We're talking about the promises. We're talking about preparing, right? Awakening to your true identity. Preparing yourself and restoring you into the place of the covenant. So we're going to talk this out because we will be all day. The last element is this. How do you know that those things are close? If I tell you that Mashiach is soon to return, let me say this though. I'm going to give you my disclaimer. Okay. When you're talking about things in the scripture, don't look at everything as being linear. Get all the prophecies and look at it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All the prophecies. Don't get the church mindset that Jesus will turn in the day now. It's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. There's a series of things that has to happen before Mashiach returns.
That's right.
Everybody get me? So when we saying that, how do we know that the time is near? How do we observe the times? We're not saying that observe the time of the return of Mashiach. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't got time to get into all this. But if you really compare all the scriptures, you'll see that there's a time right now of the awakening. There's another time that's going to be a regather without Mashiach.
That's right.
Go study it. You're going to see it.
That's right.
Before Mashiach returns. Yeah. Before we even enter the land. Then there's another time when we're in the land and Mashiach is not here.
That's right.
Right? And then in the midst of the last conquering of the assault by the Gentiles, according to script, that's when Mashiach returns. So we're talking about a couple of different eras where Mashiach ain't came back yet. So where we at right now? If you say prepare yourself, of course you're preparing for the future, but before you get to the future, you got to prepare for what? The present. That's right. So you got to look at everything around you and be able to know what's going on. So we're going to just read a couple of these. We ain't getting to all this.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
Hosea 4. Hear the word of Yahuwah, ye children of Israel, for Yahuwah have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of Elohim in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field, with the fowls of the yea, the fish of the sea shall also be taken.
Go ahead. Again, that's a video right there. We're going to play all that. So what you're seeing is fish dying, You see birds dropping out the sky. We're talking about all the plagues. And all the plagues that we see are the plagues where? In Revelation. It's a reason why the plagues of Revelation are the same plagues of the Exodus. Think about that. It's a reason why the plagues of Revelation are the same plagues of the Exodus. Because when you read the context of Revelations, what you're seeing is the people coming out of the lands. That's why it says, come out from where? Who?
My people.
Not everybody. My people. Let's look at this. Revelation 11 verse 19. And the temple of Yah was opened in heaven, and they were seen in this temple the ark of the testament. And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail. And this is when we did this lesson a while back. But even during the time we did that lesson, all these things was happening. Of course, we've seen all over the earth we have earthquakes. Let's go back to the script. So this is the reason why Mashiach says what? There's going to be earthquakes in diverse different places, right? There's going to be all these things. But let me explain this. I got to explain this thoroughly for y'all to get this. You can't just go by earthquakes.
That's right.
You can't just go by natural events. Because what Mashiach was trying to teach you is that these things plus other prophecies.
That's right.
And what are you talking about, Josh? Because the context is, he said, these are the beginning of birth pains.
That's right.
Right.
Birth pains.
That's right.
Now, somebody who's being born in these birth pains? The nation of Israel. We can see that back Jeremiah. We see that Jeremiah says, what's this? Can they what? Nation be born at once. So Mashiach is saying that you're going to see these things happen what? More frequently. Not that you're going to see them at all.
That's right.
Right? So you're going to see them back to back to back to back. But all these things that go with other prophecies. Let's keep moving. Right? I had a video in there that was like in Rome. So not only did they have an earthquake, they'll show you this stuff on television. And I can't play that video because of my laptop. But Rome was underwater for a little bit. I don't know if y'all do that in the news. Because what's going on in the news is that they only show you things that are filtered. But right here, y'all see this right here? This ain't snow, this is hail. This is hail. And all this is for Rome. Who is Rome? Rome is one of the seats of the beast.
That's right.
So we're seeing these things happen. All that is hail. Not snow. Let's keep going. That's another picture. You see this hail?
Wow.
So all these things fell out. Now we're looking at Revelation, we see these things. We see all judgment. Let's keep going. We're going to get into all this. It says what? He saw thunderings, he saw hail, and he saw lightnings. Italian storms claimed the 17th light in the 14 million trees.
Wow.
In Milan, heavy rains and gales devastating parts of Italy have claimed 2 more lives, taking the overall death toll to 17, and laid waste vast swaths of forest. A German tourist died on Friday when hit by lightning on the island of Sardinia, while another person was struck by lightning several days ago, died in the hospital. So you get the context. This storm just leveled the whole place. Lightning just leveled. I think I had a picture of it. I hope I do. Go again. Let's see what we got. I didn't have that picture. Thought I had a picture in the lesson. But you had this whole place where all the trees were leveled all at once from the storm, from lightning. Revelation 8, and the temple of Yah was filled with smoke and his glory and from his power, and there was no man that would be able to enter the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Now, we just talked about that earlier, but I'm just going to go through this real fast. So we talked about measles, right? It's an older teaching. It's interesting that the scripture says that what? Not only is it going to turn to captivity, but if you go into Leviticus, if you go to Deuteronomy,
right.
He says the curses that came upon you
Shall go where?
go where?
That's right.
So you're talking about France. When you get the documentary, you're going to see this. People don't know that the persecution that our people had that was in France. That's the reason why they're having chaos right now. But now they're starting to have children that are born without arms and limbs. Let's keep going. Right? A polio mystery-like illness, we talked about it before, is affecting U.S. children again this year. That was early on in the year. But this mystery polio virus that a lot of these Caucasian children will be born as almost like stillborns, but alive, paralyzed. All these things starting to happen. Right? Real fast. All right? Bill Gates think a coming disease will kill 30 million people within 6 months. 30 million people. And he says we should prepare for it as we do for war. Now let me ask you a question. How does Bill Gates know that there's a disease that's coming within 6 months? Because he makes the diseases. Kind of simple, right? So when he say this kind of stuff, when this, I'm about to say Negro, but this joke right here makes a statement like that, that means that they have this in plan. There's something they're thinking about trying to do. But remember, every weapon that they turn against you when you walk in righteousness will be what? Turn against them. Let's keep going. Right? Measles. They're still talking about measles in the news right now. I don't know if y'all know this, but the whole measles outbreak in America came from Israel. Came from the Jewish people. Right? Measles spread across Israel with 1,334 new patients diagnosed. And then they came to America. They've been infecting places in New York. Let's keep going. I'm about to wrap this up, y'all. So again, all of creation what groans and suffers. Let's wrap this up. All right, because y'all know about this.